Um, Welcome to this lesson of Microsoft Word, in which we are going to learn how to insert, how to type text. This will involve having a heading, a few paragraphs, and a list. So now that I want to type my heading, what you see blinking here on the screen is our insertion point. Anything that we type right now will start there. So on your keyboard, you'll press caps lock. This is your keyboard, and what you see here in blue is the caps lock key. You press once such that the keyboard is activated in capital letters, and anything you type at that moment will be in capital letters. So let us have our heading, and our heading for now is computers. Now the heading will be on a separate line from the paragraphs. So if you want to start a paragraph, you'll press the enter key still on the keyboard, enter or return key. So I press. So you notice that the insertion point comes here to the second line. This is the enter key on your keyboard, sometimes called the return key. So let me see what I can type. I'll get this off head. Computers are electronic gadgets that help us ease the way we do things in real life. So this is just a sentence, and at the end of the sentence I pressed a full stop. I'll show you. This is the full stop. What you see here is a full stop. So we shall continue the paragraph but with another sentence. So we can type, we use computers at work, home, school, mention it, and again that's the end of a sentence. So I press the full stop. Then I'll continue with another sentence. We can use them to communicate with others. It's supposed to be double M. Communicate with others, store information, watch movies, listen to music. Let me just correct something. Listen to music, or even browse the web. Now I'll take this to be my first paragraph. What you notice that I typed continuously and I was only pressing the full stop at the end of every sentence. So this is my first paragraph. If I want to create a second paragraph, to start another paragraph, a second paragraph in this case, I will go to my keyboard and press enter, this button on your keyboard. So you'll press enter. This starts another paragraph. So I'll still get this off head. Computers come in the shapes and sizes, but most core commonly, but most commonly we use desktops and laptops. So I put a full stop. You now know how to do that. Let me talk about laptops. Laptops are fitted with batteries so that we can use them even without being connected to a power source. So I'll continue my sentences. Remember, all this is still one paragraph. Compute in, I think I replace this with various brands, including Dell, HP, and to have these capital letters, Dell and HP, I am using the caps lock key. Which other brand? Lenovo, and Samsung, next time laptops, and Samsung. I put a full stop and I'll continue with my sentence, with my paragraph. This, then I'll put another sentence to continue the paragraphs. And now, popular and easier than it was 2 decades ago. They are also becoming and more affordable and faster. So here we have 2 paragraphs. I typed my paragraph and I typed all these sentences continuously, and when I felt this was enough of a paragraph, I pressed the enter key, this. So the enter key took me down and I started on another paragraph, and this is now enough for now. So you have a heading, you have one paragraph, you have another paragraph. Then in some documents you'll want to create perhaps a list. So I'm going to press enter. Hope you remember where to find enter on your keyboard. And then what heading can I put here? This will not be in capital letters. Okay, let me type schools with good computer labs. Now this is it's like a subheading. At the end of the subheading, I'll press enter to start a new line. So I'll start St. Joseph of Nazareth, Katende. Now this is just one school, and I want another school in the list. So I'll still press enter. Then I will mention Trinity College, Nabingo. I'll press enter. URDT, Girls School, Kagadi. And then I will press I'll enter. How do I forget to mention our school? E Zone School. School of Computing. Computing. Oh, and the former school where I worked, they have a good computer lab, St. Peter's Senior Secondary School in Zambia. So you notice that at the end, when I wrote St. Joseph of Nazareth High School, I pressed enter. Then when I pressed Trinity College Nabingo, I pressed enter. When I typed URDT Girls School, I pressed enter. Eastern School of Computing, enter. So this here, this is a list of schools. And then what I'm going to do, I am going to select only the schools. Now on our home tab, remember this is the ribbon, and on the home tab we have this area where we can choose which bullets to use. So I'm going to click here and you have a variety of them. Let me choose the first one. So there we are. We have a list. When you press enter, notice the insertion point. The insertion point. If you press enter, it will bring you another bullet, but this is not meant to be this way, since we have finished with the schools. So on your keyboard, you'll press the backspace key. This is the backspace key. So pressing the backspace will remove that bullet. But our insertion point is not yet at the beginning of the page. So you'll press the backspace key again. But still remember, the insertion point is supposed to be at the beginning of our margin. It's supposed to be at the margin. So again, I press back. So you have to use your eyes very keenly. So you notice that now the insertion point is at the margin. If you want to make another list, we can maybe mention task type countries in East Africa. Yeah, let us mention perhaps 3 countries. Then because this is a subheading and we want the countries on another line, let me continue with their capital cities. So we shall go to the next line by pressing the enter key. So let us start with our lovely Uganda. And then we are going to use a special button here. I want to put the capital city of Uganda further to the right. This is called the tab key. It's what we are going to use to put that comfortable space between Uganda and its capital city. So I'll press Uganda tab key, I think 3 times. Then I put Kampala. Then I press enter. So you have Kenya. Then I press tab again, press tab another time, and you notice that the insertion key is aligned just in a straight line below Kampala, and the capital is Nairobi. Then I press enter. I'll put Rwanda. Then I press tab again, and then tab again, Kigali. Okay, let's add just another country. So I'll enter and put South Sudan. So let me press tab and then tab again. I think the capital is Juba. So after doing this, let us select the countries with their capital cities and then go back to our ribbon. Remember, you have to be under the home tab, and then here you can even choose another bullet style, and then I choose that. So in our document here we have a heading where we typed in capital letters. Then we have 2 paragraphs, Then we have a subheading and a list. We also have here another subheading and a list. So just within this skill, you already have some kind of organized document, and this shouldn't be really hard. With the typing game, I have Typing Master. If you get to us, it can help you improve on your typing speed. And just in case you have any questions, you can go to our YouTube channel, Izon School of Computing. Subscribe, and in the comments you can put your question. Alternatively, you can go to our website and then type www.izonschool.com, or you can email us on info@izonschool.com. For those who prefer using WhatsApp, our WhatsApp number is +256 772 111 223. And those in Uganda, you can call direct on +256 752 111 223. Now let's get back to our document. So we have this document here, and let us practice. How do you navigate through this document? Let us start with the paragraph. Let us start with the heading. Okay. If you clicked just before the heading and you wanted to go down your document, you can use the arrow keys. These are the arrow keys on your keyboard. This goes down, takes the insertion point down. This key here takes the insertion point up. Then this one takes the insertion point to the left, while this takes the insertion point to the right. Let's practice this on our keyboard. So our insertion point is just before the word computers. When I press the arrow key pointing down, you notice that the insertion point is moving down, so I can go up to the end of the document. And if I want to go back up, I can. I'll click the arrow key pointing up. If I want to go right, I will press the right arrow key, which takes me to the insertion point to the right. And then by the way, sometimes you'll want to get help. I showed you can go to our website, izonschool.com, but Microsoft Word also has where you can use the help function in Microsoft Word. Just look at the titles here on the ribbon: File, Home, Insert, Design, but at the end, tell me what you want to do. Clicking here, you can type what you want to do in your document. For example, select objects or select. So when you click here, of course, you'll get shortcuts to what you want to do. If you want to select all and you clicked, you notice that the entire document is selected. But this is not all when it comes to typing text in your document. There are some special symbols, signs and symbols that you want to use in your document. For example, a copyright symbol, a trademark symbol, and others. Now let us just enter. And here, just to remind you, when we pressed enter after the list, Microsoft Word assumes that we are continuing with the list, but this is not the case for now. So I told you will use the backspace key. So pressing the backspace key once removes the button, but it doesn't take the insertion point to the beginning, to the margin. So you can press the backspace key another time, which still also isn't enough. We want our insertion point to go to the very beginning of the margin. Then I'll again press the backspace key just one other time. So if I want to, let me assume I want to use the copyright symbol. How am I going to do this? I am going to on your keyboard, you're going to use the shift key. See this? This is the shift key in combination with this bracket. So you hold down the shift key and this, which will give you the unopened bracket. So shift, that gives you an open bracket. So then I type letter C, and then I'll press shift and close the bracket, shift and then the closing bracket. So let us do this. So shift and then the closing bracket. It automatically gives you the copyright symbol. So we have created a simple document with a list and at least one of the symbols for you. But if you're working on a desktop and power went off, you lose everything that we have created here. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to save this document. And how? One of the ways of saving this document is by going to File on our ribbon. When you click File, you'll choose the option Save As. So I'll click Save As, and then it will give us options. Where do you want to save this? The prerequisite for this is you must have a fair understanding of file and folder management. You know where your folders are on your computer. So let us choose, okay, browse. Let us choose browse. So browse, we are going to look for which folder to save our document. By default, whenever you are saving a Word document, it will save it in the documents folder. Your computer has a special folder called documents. So by default, whenever you save a document, it will take you to the document folder, what you see here. And then here you will give your document a name, an appropriate name, such that even tomorrow or even a year later, the name can clearly show you, even before opening the document, it can show you what this document was about. For my case here, I'm going to save my document as my first Word document, and then I'll click Save. So you notice here in the title, my document is called My First Word document. You can even save this as a PDF document. If I went to File and then choose Save As, so I am going to browse where to put my document in my document. So here where you see Save As Type, if I clicked here, I'll choose PDF. So I'll choose PDF and then click Save. So I have two versions of my document. I have the Word version and I have a PDF version. So that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Izon School of Computing, and then also you can visit our website www.izonschool.com, and then we also have an email, info@izonschool.com. We have a WhatsApp number +256 772 111 223. And then you can also call us on +256 752 111 223. So this is our document. As a recap, we have our heading. We typed this heading using caps lock. When you press this caps lock button on your keyboard, everything you type is in capital letters. And then we started our paragraph here. At the end of the paragraph, we pressed the enter key. This is the enter key, which took us to the second paragraph. Then again, we pressed enter and then had a subheading. This was our subheading. And then we also typed a list here of schools, and then we went down, and then we made a list of countries in East Africa with their capital cities. Remember to use the tab if you're to have these words here well aligned. I also showed you how to insert a copyright symbol using your keyboard. So thank you for now. Don't forget to subscribe to Izon School of Computing on YouTube. Thank you.